Welcome back to the shop, guys. So I'm building a storage shed. It's actually on the other side of this wall, but I've got the walls up. It's pretty much done and ready for stuff to be stored in it. But I need to build a couple doors. So that's what I'm planning on working on. So I've got these boards that are 3/4 inch by 7 1/4 inch. My doorways are about, I think they're about 40 inches wide. So what I'm going to end up doing, I'm going to have to cut these to length because they're too tall. And then I will use a jointer plane to joint the edges. They're pretty much jointed already. I mean, there's a few places here and there that could use some work, but for the most part, they're ready to go as is. I probably could just use them as is and not even mess with joining them. But I will joint the edges and then laminate them together, and then it'll be a little bit too wide, so I'll have to plane off some from the side to get my 40 inches. And then I will put the bracing on the outside of the door. All right, I'm gonna mark these all the way around and try to cut all of them all at once. But when I go to joint these, I'm gonna need them stood up on their edge, and so I'm gonna need a hole in the bench for a dowel to sit in or to fit into to hold the boards while I joint them. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that dowel hole and then mark these all the way around, put them all in here in the vise sitting on this dowel, and then try to cut them all at one time. I think this is a 1-inch dowel. Yeah. Kind of ideally, a hole would be about right here, but the problem is the joint for the leg, the tenon joint for the leg is right there, so I don't want to put it there. I actually really don't want it in the leg at all unless it's further down, but because the boards are going to be coming straight across, I don't need it further down, so I'm going to put it in the bench about in the middle, more or less here. And then when I put my boards here, I'll just have to put a piece of scrap underneath of them to hold them up so they'll be level. They don't have to be level anyway, but that's pretty good. So the best way to check to make sure that this is actually flat, well, the best way would be to have a straight edge long enough to actually just check it. But I don't have a straight edge anywhere near this long. So the second best way is to use a chalk line. And what you would do, just lay out your chalk line on the edge of the board. And check it. And I can see that there's a huge bow right in the middle of this board. So I snap my line. And I know now that that is a perfectly straight line from corner to corner, and that I need to plane down that bow to make this board perfectly flat all the way across. So all I do from there, put the board in the vise and plane down to that line, which I assume you probably can't see, but if it's a lot of material, there's quite a bit here in the very middle part, and there's a knot here, so that's going to be kind of hard to plane. So that's where I would use a scrub plane, and this is just going to hog off a lot of material all at one time and get me down to that line very closely or very quickly, and then I can use my joiner plane to finish up the board. Too close and end up, cutting below the line. And I'm pretty close all the way across, so I'm going to come in with the joiner and finish it off. Alright, one board down, 5 more to go. It's the exact same process every time. Check it check the straightness with a chalk line. They're almost always going to be off, at least a little bit. This one's not bad. That's very close to being perfect. But it is off a little. So I'll plane down to that line, flip it over, same thing on the other side, and I'll just keep the process going.